right, it's January 17th, 2015. Here's a subject that's pretty dear to me in my vision for the future, and I hope to share it with you. Looking at all these countries, within these countries you've got groups. Some go as tribes, some go as clans, but let's just stick to the countries right now. We need to unite humanity to make this a better world and leave a planet that's healthy, sustaining, and beautiful for the next generations. And that is most likely the only way to thank our Creator for this beautiful blue planet we have. Because we have to take just a moment of break. We need to close our eyes and open it back up and imagine something new. This is actually where we live, right here. And when you move away from planet Earth and look at it, there are no borders, no boundaries. We're all tied together. No way of going around that. And that's a great thing. And back to our partitioned little planet, these silly things we call nation states. I've said it before, they are necessary right now, but they're not sufficient for our future. If we want to have a good future, we have to go beyond that. We have to outgrow that, I should say. Okay? And one way of looking at it, those 13 colonies that were formed here that now form the United States, and that's what I've been focusing on, they were so different, so vastly different, that they had to unite and move forward. Now, I have talked about this issue in other places. I know what it cost other human beings when this happened. But we have to look at the bigger future, better future. We need one common language, a link language. Call it whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm not saying get rid of the language that you speak, that your children speak now, because those are extremely precious. Those are where the wisdom of the planet Earth has been left to us. So my suggestion is that we need to find one link language, one common language, okay, that we need to start learning from childhood, so that when I, Hushang, the Iranian, want to go somewhere over here in Brazil or somewhere here in Algeria or India, I can speak to other people that are non-Farsi speakers. That doesn't just limit me to a maximum of 100 million people. Anybody who knows me knows how proud of my language I am, how I think it's the greatest language. But I say we have to have a common language, okay? If I go to India, do I want to talk Bengali? Do I want to talk Gujarati? Do I want to talk Hindi? Do I want to go to southern India and speak something else? Do I want to go to China and expect to learn Chinese? Do you expect Japanese to learn Chinese or vice versa? You expect Germans to learn French and vice versa? Trust me, I have studied this for years. It's hard. We need a common language. And I'm going to say, since we are going to study federalism, to move forward, to learn from the American experience of federalism, I say the English language, the American language now. And this, the way I say it, you have to just remember. American language of from the beginning all the way up to, and then the main part from 1965 on. Because American language now is the language of the world. Every ethnicity, every religion, anything you want to name, break down a group, now lives here. And we have to be a model for the rest of the world. And, you can go Canada, eventually Australia, of course, England, and on and on and on. France, they've got people from all over the world. But we need to go with a language that's right now easily exported. And I'm not talking about language of domination. I'm talking about a language of love, language of compassion, language of sharing. So that's one of the reasons I'm recommending American English. Again, in the context of federalism, you have to understand what's happened in the United States. Trust me, it's not a pretty history, but it's a good place for us to learn. So I'll leave it at that for right now, and then we'll revisit the issue. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but we need to keep our first and second languages. Remember, I was born in the Turkish-speaking family in Iran, right here in mountains, right close to Hamadan, in the villages. Just one generation removed from that. And that's available to anybody right now. With what's available out there, it's easily can be done. And while I'm at it, programs like Voice of America or BBC Farsi service, I'm just saying as an example. When you're trying to teach English to English learners, the best place to do is to start putting programs out there that will make it easy for any kid in any village here, without the help of a teacher, to start picking up words. Once you start that, then the rest becomes easier. You don't want your target audience to be 19, 15-year-old, 19 or 25-year-olds. You want it to be from age of 3, starting from age of 3 and on up. And I think one thing the countries can do is start teaching the common language from age 3, while focusing heavily on their own literary tradition, teaching the language that it's their native language to the kids. But everything starting math, sciences, those should be taught in a common language, a language that we can exchange ideas. We can learn from one another. That is the most important thing. So use satellite TV where you can access the villages, where the little kids who don't have access to books and stuff like that immediately, they can pick up the language. Target audience should be ages 3 and up, of course, with cultural sensitivity. Trust me, with the exception of a handful of Chinese, they'd much rather prefer learn English to talk to Japanese, and vice versa.